Okay, I thought I'd do one on the icons of evolution. Because at the moment, people still aren't convinced. Yes, evolution. Overwhelming evidence. Well, let's go through some of this overwhelming evidence that has been portrayed by evolution. Let's go through some of the cases. Let's look at some of these icons of evolution, okay? Why people have believed in evolution in the first place. Spontaneous generation of life, the 1953 Miller-Urey experiment. Um, they had to they tried to simulate amino acids forming a chain, but they had to have the most outrageous chemical gases and all sorts of stuff which just couldn't happen in the atmosphere. Okay, they really went out of their way, and they didn't form anything actually that could be a proper protein chain, because as you might have heard from my other video, when you're forming amino acids, you've got 20 amino acids, and as they link up, they have to have they can be a right-handed or a left-handed type, and any right-handed ones will make the chain invalid. They were only creating ones that could not possibly be proteins. Okay, so their experiment is considered a dud now by everyone, not just creationists. There's also other factors. There's heaps of factors to do with the linking of them, and just mathematically not going to work. Okay, second one is Darwin proposed Darwin's tree of life. It was this branching theory where common ancestor branches off into different species, so you should be able to see it. Okay, so what evidence for that? Darwin's branching tree. It's still in textbooks, still promoted as fact. Is there any organisms descending from a common ancestor? No. Fossil evidence shows this branching tree pattern. All species of life suddenly appear fully unique, and different animals are appearing at the same time. Okay, it's not there. Okay, so that's used to be an icon of evolution. No, not observable at all. Okay, what about the embryos? This is a good one. I remember this one actually. Embryos from college. This is my favorite. Embryos from college are embryos are similar, and there's this guy Haeckel, and he draw these embryos being really similar. He faked his drawings. Okay, they're not similar. Okay, so that was bust. Okay, number 4, icon of evolution. How do you say it now? Archaeopteryx. Yeah, Archaeopteryx. Now that is, you would have seen it. I mean, everyone saw it. It was supposed to be the evidence of the link between reptiles and birds, because it had these claws on the end of its wings, and the bird had the teeth and all that, and that was the big cry. Yay, we found the link. We found the link. No, biologists don't believe this anymore, since there's far too many differences. Like reptiles are cold-blooded, and birds aren't. Okay, so good grief, you've got an uphill battle there, gentlemen. Okay, what about they just think it's an extinct bird that had teeth, and there's lots of birds today that have little claws on the end, so it's not really a big major. But what about the peppered moth? That was a good one. Darwin proposed the peppered moth. Oh, was it Darwin? Anyway, someone proposed the peppered moth. That moths supposedly change colour. Okay. During the Industrial Revolution, the trees were blackened by pollution from nearby factories, and so when the tree colours changed to black, the black moths couldn't be seen by birds, so they thrived. And all the others, the white moths could get seen, and they died. Now, you've heard of it, and this is actually a proponent for natural selection. been put forward. It's in the books. You'll read it in a textbook. It'll still be there. Well, we know that's just a population shift. There's no evolution taking place because in the population of all the moths, they had both populations were there. One just goes larger and one just goes smaller. That's all it is. Just population. It looks like survival of the fittest until you find out their findings that the scientists explored this and watched these peppered moths, and they've never been observed to go near the trees, to live on the trees. They don't live in that sort of area at all. So what the guy had done to try and make his theory look really cool, and took the photos that you see in the book, biology book, is he glued them to the tree and then took the photo. Okay, so oh, the links people go. Darwin's finches is a good one. Darwin's finches, take me back. Species of birds on the Galapagos Islands, that they similar except for the size of their beaks. Supposed to have evolved from a common ancestor. That was the idea. Okay, and that was basically what he was going on. But remember, Darwin used to believe that if you cut off the arms of people for generation after generation of a family, that then changes would mean after a while they'll have babies with no arms. So he didn't know anything about DNA or anything. Okay, so Darwin's ideas were completely backward. So yeah, so his idea about the finches, what does it actually, what's the evidence show from observation? The beaks actually in these finches actually grow and shrink. They actually grow in size and shrink in size, depending on what they're eating, dietary and seasonal. They take a few years to do it, but they change their beak size. It seems to be they have a it's like cats that grow longer fur in winter. They seem to have a mechanism in there for adapting to the environment. Not evolution, because they isolate back and forth. It's actually a very clever design, really. It's very clever. Okay, so they're not changing from birds to birds and having different birds and all that. It's just they can change their beak sizes, which is phenomenal, really. It's quite cool. Yeah, it's not evolution, vote. Okay, they're not making new species of finch or anything. Okay, there is a interesting one called the four-winged fruit fly that was proposed. An icon of evolution. Wow. The two wings, though, because it does have four wings, okay, through mutation or defect, you can get fruit flies with four wings, and they're thinking, yay, we're making new, we've discovered and we've made a new species of fruit fly with four wings. Have you just? The two wings had no muscles attached or anything, and were basically couldn't do anything, and basically made the fruit flies cripples. So the fruit flies, yeah, basically are actually evolutionary dead end. They're going to die. The spare wings are useless. It's like putting a spare pair of wings on the back of a plane. Okay, it's not a good thing. Okay, so they're some of the big icons of evolution that have been put forward, and all of them just fall. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, so let's look at some of their other beautiful, amazing, I'll just blurt them out, beautiful, amazing proofs that they've put forward. Nebraska Man, yay, extinct pig's tooth. Java Man, oh, a fake, a human skull with a, I think it was a chimpanzee or baboon jaw attached. Yeah, and the 40 other skulls that were proposed as the intermittent links between human and ape, 40 of them, okay, all of them, went down. Okay, so that's a pretty good failure rate. Let's look at some real big ones. Oh yeah, the Junktin Day, I love that one. They were hanging their hats on that one. It's gone. Yeah, there's not too many vestigial organs. No throwbacks there. vestigial DNA, again, as I said, junk DNA, no. Similar bone structure to apes, that's the one they've been going for. The morphology of our, or morphology of our hands, our bone structure of our hands and our shape is similar to apes. Yeah, Darwin wasn't first to notice that. Other people had noticed that we had a similar structure to apes, but they considered it a similar designer, not any other theory that we came from them, okay, or anything. And yeah, but of course we do. We look like apes. I mean, we had to look like something else, didn't we? There's bound to be some creature we look like. Okay, come on. Doesn't mean we came from them at all. Okay, so you remember there's a big, massive philosophy. There's an ideology happening there. It's no evidence as such. Let's put a massive amount of philosophy on when we look at evidence and interpret it based on our belief system. That's actually what's occurring here.